Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Tendad here. And today I thought I'd talk about a small handful of games that I've actually beat this year. It doesn't happen too often with me. I try to beat games, but for one reason or another, sometimes you lose interest or just get too busy trying to play too many things and experience too many things, and I don't get around to finishing stuff a lot. But I've got a couple games here that I've actually finished, and then I want to talk about some ones that I'm actually working through right now and hope to finish very soon that I've just thought have been amazing. All these games on this list I think everyone should play at some point. I know they're not for everyone, not everybody's going to enjoy them, but I'm sure you can find something in this list that you actually like. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, first on the list, Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, I know a lot of people crap on these newer AC games, but I think Origins had plenty of the old and the new with it, and I was really thoroughly surprised and happy with this game. I tried to play it years ago, didn't get really far, but something clicked this last time I played it earlier this year, and man, did I love this game. I literally almost did every single thing in the game. I did all the DLCs. I just think that this game is amazing. I don't care who says what about it. I don't care that people don't like the new AC games. I think this was still an AC game, and I think it was cool to see the beginning of the Brotherhood and how Bayek and his wife come to form the Brotherhood and everything. I think this game is slept on personally. Those of you that played it, let me know how much you liked it. If you haven't played it, I think you seriously should. Out of all the newer AC games, now I have not played Valhalla, and I've only played about 20 hours of Odyssey. That's one that I eventually may get back to. But I could see how people were upset that those are getting further and further away from, the traditional Assassin's Creed formula. But to me, AC Origins was fantastic. I love the music in this game. I loved the combat. I loved the story. I thought it was very, gripping and heartfelt and even just gut-wrenching at times. And I love the world. I'm not even a huge Egypt guy, and I've got nothing against it, but this was so cool to go around in this world. I mean, I just don't understand why people don't like it. But again, not every game is for everyone, and I understand this, but this game is definitely for me, and I was thoroughly happy with it, to say the least. The next game on this list, Persona 5 Royal. Now, I will say I'm upset that I didn't do apparently certain, what do they call, social link things with certain people, that I was not actually able to access the DLC. Apparently there's one extra dungeon and another semester that's added on, I believe, and another boss, obviously. I was a little bummed about that after putting almost 100 hours into this game, getting through it. But what can I say? I mean, this game is just absolutely fantastic. I personally think it is the best Persona. I know some people would say, either 3 or 4 are the best. And while those are good games, I think this one just is so great. I mean, the menus alone are just so amazing. To me, Atlas, it's very hard to even pick a game that they make that's not really great. They really put the time and effort in. And, if Metaphor ReFantazio is anything even close to this, I'm going to be thoroughly happy with that as well. But Atlas has just been firing on all cylinders, in my opinion, for quite a while. This took many years, I think almost 5 years or more to come to the Switch, but I was very happy to get it. I was happy to get the Steelbook version of it. I got it for a really good price. I found it on sale for like $35-40 shortly after it came out. I could not believe it, but this is one I will never get rid of. I will never stop singing the praises of this game. And, from playing the other Personas, I can see where they've borrowed a little bit over time, but I just think that this is hands down the best Persona game. And if you have not played it and you enjoy turn-based RPGs, you can't get much better than this. And the social link stuff is just so great. I love Futaba. She's probably my favorite character. I just love her little nerdy self. But, yeah, great game, man. Really tough at times and even has some very annoying bosses at times, but nevertheless, fantastic game. It deserves all the praise that it gets. Okay, and the last game on this list that I've actually finished this year, and that was recently, and that is Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Man, here we go with Atlas firing on all cylinders again. I almost feel like I enjoy the SMT formula a little better than Persona. I don't mind the social link things, but sometimes I like to just get right to it. I love all the demons. I love all the new demons that they've added to this, the new storyline. I was really expecting it to be a little bit longer. I think, without doing every single side quest and the majority of them and running through the main story, I think I clocked in at about a little over 50 hours. And to my understanding, it was supposed to be in about an 80-hour game. Now, I don't know if, they were considering that on harder difficulties. That's where they were getting that time limit or, that time frame from. But nevertheless, this is a fantastic game. Again, if you love turn-based RPGs or JRPGs, you cannot go wrong with this game. I am thoroughly happy with it. Again, I was debating on getting this for the PlayStation as opposed to the Switch, but, with everything being able to be carried over, or some things rather can be carried over from my previous Switch save, and that awesome Steelbook that they came out with, I just had to have it. This is definitely probably one of my top 10 games of all time. I just absolutely love SMT5. And, while the soundtrack isn't as amazing as SMT4, I have not actually played that as it's kind of stuck on the 3DS. But nevertheless, the music, the story, the gameplay, the characters, it's just, again, firing on all cylinders. And Atlas just keeps knocking it out of the park, in my opinion. Other than From Software, they are probably my favorite developer. And I just will never stop singing their praises. This game is great. If you have not played this and you actually want a better frame rate, I would suggest going to play it on the PlayStation or the Xbox. It certainly looks very pretty running, and I've seen the comparisons, but I just felt I wanted it on the Switch. That's just me. There's nothing wrong with the Switch port, but just know that going into it if you don't already. Okay, and the first of two games that I am currently trying to play through and get through, and the first one is Alien Isolation. Man, oh man, it's hard to believe that this game is 10 years old already, maybe even over 10 years old now. I have had it on my 360 for years, I've had it digitally on my Switch for years, and something made me finally play this, and man, oh man, as a person that absolutely loves the first two Aliens movies, especially Aliens, that's probably my favorite movie of all time. For somebody that loves that, this is just great to see how Ripley's daughter, what she was kind of dealing with and her motivations behind trying to find her mother. And to me, this couldn't be any more perfect. This game is terrifying. I thought Resident Evil 7 in VR was pretty bad, which it is, don't get me wrong. But this game, man, when the alien comes around, it is just absolutely terrifying. If you have not played this, you owe it to yourself to play this game. Again, it's not for everyone. It is a more stealth-based game. You're not really shooting and all that. It's a very stealth-based gameplay that, is kind of involved. But I love that. I absolutely love this game. Now, while it has been frustrating at times, the amount of saves and the distance between the save stations and not having an autosave can be a little frustrating at times. Nevertheless, it has not deterred me from getting almost through this game this past week, and I am about a little over halfway, I believe, and man, this game has just blown me away. I cannot believe I waited so long to play this game. As I've said, I've had it sitting on my shelf on the 360 for years and just never have pulled the plug on it. I don't know if I got a little frustrated early on, and that happens with me sometimes. I play a game and it doesn't click with me, and then when it clicks, and man, this game has clicked with me, and man, it's fantastic. And for this to be a 10-year-old game plus, this game still looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know how, but it does. I have not seen any kind of screen tearing. I have had no game crashes or none of that. It runs amazingly too. I just cannot stop singing the praises of this game, and to me, it deserves to be with Alien and Aliens as a bridge between those two movies. It deserves to be right there in the middle as the top three best things that they have ever done with the Aliens franchise. Now, I've not seen some of the newer Aliens movies. I've heard they're good, especially Covenant. And I did enjoy Prometheus, but a lot of the other Aliens movies have just faltered, and it's been a real shame. But as a humongous Aliens fan, I couldn't be happier with this game. Holy shit, dude. And the last game on this list, it needs no introduction. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree. And while this is not necessarily a game, it is an add-on, it's big enough to be considered a game. I cannot believe how much content they've put in this game. It is just unreal. I keep finding secret areas and it's just fantastic. And to me, this has some of the best areas in the whole game, base game and DLC wise. I mean, there has been so many times I have just been blown away from coming out on a new vista and a whole new area to explore, and just absolutely had taken my breath away just how absolutely beautiful this is. From Software, I mean, they are just killing it. Miyazaki, he is just killing it. They deserve all the praise in the world, and people that crap on this game, or the stupid person, whoever they were, that sued From Software for the game being too hard, like, get over yourself, man. Like, seriously, get over yourself. That was insane. I'm not going to get too much in that, but it's just insane. And these other developers that have been jealous and everything the whole time, you should be. You really should be. Because look what these guys did. Any other developer that would have made this game, there would have been paid DLC out the ass, and it would have been piecemealed to everybody over time, instead of giving you such a content-rich game. I mean, the base game alone is so full of content, it's unreal. I have never seen a huge RPG like this that just literally is the gift that keeps on giving. And this DLC did not disappoint one bit. I knew I was going to love it as a huge From Software fan, and I'm not just a fanboy speaking here. I can be objective about the game. It is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, they have knocked it out of the park. It's one of the best DLCs, if not the best DLC that's ever been made. Period, end. And I don't know what else to say other than that. I mean, just go play it for yourself. I know these games aren't for everyone, but you know what? If you put in the time and you dedicate some time to it, you can get better at these games. And because this is one of the games that I haven't finished yet, I am on the very last boss, and if you know anything about that, he is an absolute nightmare, and it's going to take me quite a while. I had to actually put it down because I was getting so frustrated. Even as a veteran player, I am so frustrated with this last boss. I mean, it is unfreaking real how hard it is. But I know that the payoff is going to be that much sweeter when it's actually completed, so it doesn't bother me too much. As I said, I can take a little step back and just kind of let it breathe a little bit. I almost don't want it to end. You know how you play a game sometimes, you're like, I don't want this to end. That's the way I feel about it too. I mean, I cannot sing enough praises about this game. Holy crap, man. Alright, that's going to do it for me. This is probably going to be a little bit shorter of a video today. I didn't want to make a huge video, and I was kind of just racking my brain for things to kind of talk about, and I just thought this would be a good subject. And yeah, thank you all, as always, for your subscription, likes, shares, and the kind words, and the people that have been with me since the beginning. I really appreciate you, and you inspire me to keep going and grow this channel, and I just appreciate you all. I hope everyone has a good day, and we'll see you next time.